1, Lesson 8. How many concerts have you gone to? And today we're going to be discussing the aspect of box plots, making box plots by hand, and making box plots on your calculator. Okay, so the first step, what we did is from the data, we went ahead and asked everybody how many concerts have you been to, and this here is the set of data that I got from one class. So the second step you're going to do is you're going to list your order from least to greatest. I'm going to show you how to do that in your calculator, and then you're going to get a 5-number summary. So if you list it from least to greatest, the first thing you would do is go to New Document, and you would go ahead to list all your data and make sure you label it. Go up on it, and once it's highlighted with blue here, you can go to Menu here, and Actions, and we're going to go Sort. I'm going to sort ascending, and therefore it sorts it for me, which is nice. And we sort here. And remember, to get my 5-number summary, or to get my minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and maximum, we started with this yesterday. Well, since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces of data, the way I showed you how to find the middle point is to go 14 plus 1 divided by 2, and that's 7.5. So it's going to be between my 7th and 8th point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's my median, which 3 plus 3 divided by 2, the average of 3 and 3 is just 3. So the median is 3. Then you draw a line, and you're going to actually try to find the median of the lower half. So the lower half is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 1 divided by 2 is 4. So that's my 4th spot. And then here. And that is called my Q1, and that is called my Q3. So remember, we talked about that yesterday, where I have quarter 1 has the same amount of people. We have quarter 2 has the same amount of data. Quarter 3 has the same amount of data. And quarter 4 has the same amount of data. All right, and each one's 25%. This is called your 5-number summary, and this is what you're going to do to create a box plot. So those are going to be the numbers that we're going to need: 1, 2, 3, 7, and 25. All right, but before we create a box plot, we need to make sure we don't have any outliers, and then if we do, we're going to use them accordingly. So the first step to do for outliers is this formula here you're going to see. Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR, and the upper outliers is Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. So at that, we're going to go ahead, and IQR, if you remember from yesterday, is just Q3 minus Q1. So we're going to go ahead and calculate that, and that's 5. 7 minus 2, which that's my Q3, and that's my Q1. So now we're going to go ahead and find if there's a lower outlier and an upper outlier. And what this is these are calculating my fences. And if it's lower than my low fence, negative 5.5, or a number's higher than my high fence, which is this one here, then that means I have an outlier. So it looks like, yes, I do have one outlier, and that's 25, because 25 is above. So let me demonstrate how to do this. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to make a mark on 1. So that's where I have this line here. Then, as you can see, it's kind of a spoiler alert, but it's okay. So this here, you're going to see a dot or a line, and that's my minimum, and that's at 1. Then you're going to see Q1 is at 2, and that's when you make the bottom of your box. Then the median is the center of your box, and that was at 3. Q3 is the top of your box, and that one was at 8, I think. No, 7. And then now you're going to see the highest value that's not an outlier, and that's 10. And then your outlier is up here. Now, the way I like to show an outlier is an asterisk. That just indicates it's definitely an outlier, and it's a little bit different. Make sure you have a title, a label, and tick marks. So we're going to say, remember, these are number of concerts, and I've got everything labeled here with my minimum Q1, median Q3, and maximum. Let's go ahead and do this on a calculator. So I have my data right here, and we're going to control doc, data statistics. We're making a dot plot basically. And this is concerts. And that's my dot plot. And then you're going to go menu, plot type, box plot. There you go. And if you hover over it, you see it'll tell you what all the values are. You just have to hover and it tells you what they are. Okay, so what I wanted you to gather from today is the learning target number 1 about outliers. If any number is lower than this formula, it's an outlier. If any number is higher than this formula, then it's an outlier. Outliers are indicated by just a dot or an asterisk, separated from the actual box plot. This here, the center part, that is called your IQR because it's Q3 minus Q1. That's my center 50%. You can do side-by-side box plots, which I'm going to show you in just a second, and you're going to can compare your shape, center, spread, variability, and that, remember, is my CUS. Center, unusual features, shape, and spread, and then BS is be specific. Okay, so this one asks if there's any outliers in the groups, and so to do outliers, we had to calculate the using the outlier formula shown here. And you see, right? And so once you've tried to do the outliers, you can see that you can calculate if there's any outliers, and indeed we did have one on the pet. You see 95.9 is my fence, and you see 97.5 is above 95.9, so therefore it's an outlier. These are parallel box plots where it's on the same scale, and you can have them like this, or you could have them going vertical up and down. All right, if you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.